Sparks with Emporium Pies, and today I'm going to show you how to make a cherry pie. With any pie, the first thing you start with is the crust, and it's one of the most important parts of your pie. I have some dough that's chilled, and that's very important when you're rolling out your dough or making your dough, is that the butter is cold and that you don't overwork the dough. Those are two of the most important things when you're rolling out a pie crust. So I'm flattening out this ball of dough and coating it lightly with flour. And then I'm just going to roll it out to about an 1/8 inch thick. I usually start in the middle and roll around to get a more even crust. And you want it to be a bit bigger than your pan so you have room to trim the edges when you put the top on. And then you just flip it over into your dish and press the corners in. And I'll set that aside while we do the rest. Here I have is a mixture of dry ingredients, sugar, tapioca starch, things like that, salt, and a bowl of cherries, and a little bit of butter. And that's really all you need to make a fruit pie. So I'll start by just pouring our cherries into this pie crust, and then topping it with this dry ingredient mixture. And you want to sprinkle it evenly as you can over the top so that every bit of your pie is just as delicious. And then once you've done that, take small pieces of butter and just kind of sprinkle them on the top evenly as well. Once you've done that, you'll want to egg wash the edges of your crust. The egg wash keeps the top layer intact with the bottom layer. It kind of acts like a glue. And then we'll also brush it over the top because it browns really nicely in the oven and makes your pie look shiny and beautiful. And then we'll do a lattice topping, which isn't as difficult as you might think. We're going to use seven lattice strips. So you just roll out dough and you cut it into about 1.5 inch strips. And first, we'll lay 4 across the top here. And you'll press the tops of these down in real nice so they stay in place. And then you'll just lift up every other one. So I'll take these 2 and lift them up and put a strip under those 2 and put those back down. And then I'll lift the other 2 up. And then take another strip and lay that down. And then just repeat that one more time. And if you want to do more lattice strips than just 7, it's the same thing, just over and over again. And then once that's all done, I'll go through and I'll press these pieces together with the bottom crust and trim the edges down. And once the edges are trimmed, you can do a few different things. You can just roll your pie crust up like this. Or you can do one of my favorites and flute the edges. And to flute the edges, you really just kind of push your fingers like this, cross over like this in a circle. And once you're done rolling up your crust or fluting it or whatever it is you decide to do, that is when you'll egg wash. You'll egg wash the edges and the top, and then you're ready to bake. And if you would like to get one of these pies for yourself, you can shop our store, Emporium Pies, at artizone.com.